Well, thank you for having me here and for giving me the opportunity to share my initiative with all your audience.
First of all, what motivated you to propose renaming Estado de Palestina Street to Familia Bibas Street?
Well, first of all, is that we all share here in Argentina the grief and the horror of what happened in Israel, but at the same time, we understand that it's not only an attack against Israel, but as well as to all of us who believe in freedom, in tolerance, in democracy as a way of exchanging different points of view. And in that sense, what happened on October of 2023 was an attack against all of us. And in that way, the Familia Bibas, Bibas family, since they have roots with Argentina, we thought that it was a good idea to make a point on naming the Street of Palestine as that family in a way to honor their memory and at the same time the memory of all who died or were lost in the war against Hamas and their attack against Israel.
After presenting your heartfelt proposal, how has the public in Buenos Aires responded to this initiative?
Well, I may say that we have like three groups, different groups. The majority of people were for the initiative. Actually, we launched a gathering of signatures in the change.org web that has already has gone above 30,000 signatures in less than 2 days. So there's a lot of people that are that want this change to happen. At the same time, there's another group that want to make some kind of memorial or wants to, in a way, make some kind of distinction or to make a Bibas street, perhaps, but they don't want it to be over the state of Palestine. And I believe that's a fair point, and probably is what's going to be debated in the local Congress. It's probably going to be more or in a way of debating how we're going to make this memorial or this kind of distinction, and not so much if it's going to happen or not. It's probably going to be more of a debate on that point. And there's a smaller group that probably we can put their Palestinian fans more oriented to the left-wing parties in Argentina that actually say no, they were killed by Israeli bombs, and that actually it's all Israel's fault, and all the positions that we already know. And another small group that actually have to do more with the far right here in Argentina, that they are more against Jews in general, but they're really a really small part. So in the broad sense, people are for making some kind of memorial for the Bibas family. What's probably going to happen is that we're going to debate in which way should that memorial be done.
So you're considering not changing the name of Palestina Street itself, but instead maybe naming a different street?
My position is to change the Street of Palestina, since in my belief, the state of Palestina has been taken over by Hamas and the Islamic Jihad and all those kind of organizations that actually respond to Tehran, to Iran. So in that sense, I believe that the city of Buenos Aires shouldn't be making any kind of acknowledgement or recognition for the so-called state of Palestine, since in the best of cases, it's a failed state and it doesn't work as a rational state with their neighbors. So my position is to stand that ground, but at the same time, we need more than half of the total votes in the local Congress. So once we start our sessions, that they're going to begin March the 1st, I'll see how the votes are standing, and we're going to push the debate from there on.
Were you surprised, Mr. Santoro, by intensity of criticism in Buenos Aires and Argentina?
Well, I mean, I've always stand next to the Israeli cause, and I've been related to these kind of debates for a long time. I'm part of the forum against anti-Semitism in Argentina, and every now and then I get some, let's say, backlashes or criticism from these kind of groups. But probably for the first time, I got to experience. I'm not a Jew, no. So for the first time, I got to experience the hate that it's out there, and that we know that it's out there, but that it came all together in this case, and it was eye-opening experience. But at the same time, I know what I'm proposing and what it stands for, so it hasn't really bothered me that much. And at the same time, we were able to block and delete many of the accounts of these people. So that's a good part of it.
So as you've mentioned, you're not Jewish. However, what is your connection to Israel? Has your ideology or position shifted after October 7th?
Well, I've always understood that Israel is key for the West world to stand there, because they are they have in their shoulders the fight against Islam extremism, and if they're not there, they're probably, they're going to start with Israel, but it's probably going to go after Europe and then other Christian and non-Christian, but the Occidental rest of the world. So I've always understood that Israel is the only democracy where people can say what they think, that they can have whatever religion they want, when they can have whatever kind of life they want in regarding relationships and sex and whatever. So in that sense, it's the only liberal democracy that you have in that region. So I believe in that. And in that sense, I think that Israel must have all of our countries' support. And what happened on October the 7th is that people that maybe weren't that aware of the geopolitical importance of Israel and how they are giving the good fight against people that want to erase them from the map, is that many people took conscious that they're people just wanting to exterminate Israel. It's not a matter of territory, it's not a matter of politics, it's just hate. And I believe that what happened there is that many people opened their eyes and saw pure evil manifested. And I think that's a problem that we have in many of our countries, is that people aren't really aware that they're people just wanting to exterminate their neighbor for no other reason than just not sharing their religion or their point of view.
So great to hear it from you. I must ask, does this name change and your stance on this matter also reflect the shifting political climate in Argentina since President Milei's election?
Well, I think that since Milei came into power, many things regarding Israel in Argentina have been outspoken. Now, maybe we have some of those debates in the public arena, and I think that's good in many ways. But my position haven't changed. Actually, way before Milei suggested the idea of moving Argentina's embassy to Jerusalem, I actually was the first one to ask Argentina Foreign Affairs Office to do so in 2018 and in 2021 on the other government of Alberto Fernandez. And I actually asked the government of Milei to do the same. So I'm glad that Milei is sharing our position regarding that matter. But the truth is that the support or at least my support didn't start with Milei government.
Have you received any responses from Israel, perhaps from the Bibas family itself or their friends?
No, I didn't want to intrude or to bother them, so I asked a couple of friends that I know that they have some kind of relationship with them to put myself out there just to talk whenever they want to. If they want to change, I don't know, the street that what has to be renamed, or if they have any other kind of issue that they want to speak, I'm available. But at the same time, I understand that we are, in a way, putting the Bibas family as an example of all the other families that have been threatened and actually damaged due to terrorism. So I'm open to open a dialogue about it, but if we must rename the street, and instead of Familia Vivas, it should be the victims of the attack of the 7th of October. I mean, it's a possibility if it happens to be a bother for them. I hope it isn't. I actually asked a couple of friends, as I told you before, to speak with them, and if there was any kind of bother to come back to me, and they haven't done so far. But I mean, I respect their laws, and I'm open to speak about it.
Deputy Mayor of Buenos Aires, Yamil Santoro, thank you so much for this interview and for your support for Israel.
Thank you, Alexandra. Have a good day.